practice whatever we did in the last session?
Hello.
Yeah, did you practice whatever we did in the last session?
Yeah, I have read the blogs and whatever the session has been done, I repeated the same again.
All good?
Yeah, and even I tried to develop a report from that data, Superstore data, but there was a confusion with it.
That's okay. So do not move to that part. Okay.
Yeah.
So basically, yes. So we will proceed further. Okay. But now my first question is, like whenever we are doing any kind of data analysis, we always get that one big table from the client, right?
Yes.
But don't you think that we should optimize the data as well so that it is not taking a lot of memory in the tool?
Yes, it is taking a lot of memory in this way.
Right. Okay. Then what happens? You have noticed that Excel hangs a lot, but that is not an issue in Power BI, Tableau, in these tools. Why this is not an issue? Because they follow certain kind of a schema. Schema as in how you are keeping your data. That is important. So basically, we should never take one big table straight away. We should always check the data, and wherever we feel that we can save the memory, we should do that. But how to do that? So to do that, Power BI is following some kind of schema. So I will tell you those schemas now, okay? And then we'll optimize the data, then we will move to data analysis, right?
Okay, fine.
Okay, so I'm opening the relevant PPT and then telling you few concepts.
Okay.
So the concept I'm talking about schema, this is a data warehousing concept, as in how you want to keep your data, right? Okay. Now look at the data I showed to you. How was it? I have emailed that database to you.
Yes.
Okay, so this is the data which we have in our system, right? Yes. So how it is wasting the memory, basically. See, we need to identify if it is wasting the memory or not. If it is wasting the memory, then only we will apply schema. Otherwise, we can straight away take the data and start with the analysis part. Okay.
Okay.
Now, in this case, what is happening? Like, for example, you placed this order. Okay. What is happening in this order? You ordered 2 products.
2 products, yes.
Okay. Then this order ID is coming twice. 1, 2.
Yes.
Product for product number 1, product number 2. Order date, ship, ship mode, customer ID, customer name, all the information till region is also same for both the products.
Yes.
So that we have stored twice, right?
Yes, yes.
Only this information is different. Like the customer bought different product which have different product ID, different subcategory, category, different sales, different profit. So storing this twice is making a sense, but here we are wasting the memory.
Yes, yes.
Right? So whenever we have such kind of data, we need to follow a schema. But what if we have the data of an HR department where we are maintaining the employee details? Like we have one column, employee ID, their name, qualifications, from where they are, marital status, and all that. There is no wastage of memory because each and every employee has different information. And there is nothing.
Yes.
Okay. So if you have that kind of data where you are not able to identify any memory wastage, you are not supposed to follow the schema.
Okay.
Okay, are you good when we need to follow the schema?
Yes.
Understood this point?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Now the question is how we need to optimize this data, so that optimization as in how to save the memory, how to save this data in less memory. That is the meaning of optimization. Yes. Okay. Now I am moving to the PPT part. Now understand. What is a schema? A schema is the organization or the structure of a database. Got it? Like how you want to keep your database. You want to keep one big table, you want to divide it into the multiple tables. And if you are dividing it into the multiple tables, then how many multiple tables, right? Okay. All that is called schema. It represents the logical view of whole database. So basically it means that we should divide our big table into small table on the basis of some logic, not randomly. Okay. And this schema concept is of data warehousing. So we have different kinds of schemas, but here when we are doing Power BI, we will only study 2 kinds of schema, star schema and snowflake schema. Okay. So if I ask you which schema is followed by Power BI, then Power BI is following star schema. Then why we are studying Snowflake schema? Because this question is asked in the interview. So I will cover Snowflake as well.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so this is one very, very important question which is asked a lot, that why we follow star schema, not Snowflake in Power BI. So you should be aware of both. So for that reason, I would be covering Snowflake as well. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Now understand. Do you know what is primary key?
Primary key in the sense, I mean.
Okay, so I'm telling you some more concepts. See, this is table number 1. Okay. This is the table of people, person table, where we have person ID, their first name, last name, and their age, right? Then we have order table. You can, as of now, you can forget this column. Assume we do not have this column. Okay.
Okay.
And in order table, we have order ID and order number.
Yes.
Right. Now, what is the primary key in this? Primary key as in which column has all the unique values. 2 people can have same age. 2 people can have same last name. 2 people can have first name, but person ID would be unique for each and every person, right?
Yes.
So which is the column which is giving you unique values? Person ID. So person ID is the primary key, right?
Okay.
Similarly, when we are coming to orders table, we have order ID as a primary key.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Now, for example, we have these 2 tables and I want to understand who placed order ID 3. What will you do? You will come here, you will check order ID 3, you will come here, order number this. Now, how will you get to know who placed order ID 3? Because these tables are not connected, right? So basically, we need to connect these tables using some common column. So we always connect 2 tables on the basis of primary key. So what will we do? We will take the primary key of this table, we'll bring here. And now, if we need to know who placed order ID 3, we will come here 3, person ID 2, we will come here 12. Okay.
Okay.
So when we are dividing our one big table into small tables, we have to connect it through primary keys. So we have to identify primary key in each and every table, number 1. Number 2, when this primary key we are putting here as a different column, in this column, in this table, this is called a foreign key.
Foreign key, okay.
Foreign key. Can you read these 4 points yourself?
Yeah. Notice that the person ID column in the orders table points to the person ID column in the person table. That means person ID column in the orders along with the person ID in the person's table. The person ID column in the person's table in the primary key is the primary key in the person's table, where which is repeating the unique values, and the person ID column in the orders table is the foreign key, where we have the same from our person's table. The foreign key constraint prevents invalid data from being inserted into the foreign key column because it has to be one of the values contained in the parent table.
Understood?
Yes.
So whatever I have explained, all those 4 points are written below.
Yeah.
Any queries on this slide?
About the last one, the foreign key consistent prevents invalid data from being inserted into the foreign key column because it has to be one of the values contained in the present table. That
right.
means,
so it means that, see, this is my parent table.
Yes.
This is my child table. If I am entering some order details here with the person ID 4, do you think, will it take it? No. It will simply check who is person ID 4 and there is no data.
Yes.
So it will not take the entry. The 4th point is saying that part. The foreign key constraint prevents the invalid data from being inserted into the foreign key column. Got it?
Yeah, I understand. Yes.
So if you want to save the order detail, you have to create that user account first. You have to generate a person ID. Then only you can enter the detail of his order.
Okay.
Got it?
Got it.
Okay. Now we have 2 types of tables. Fact table, dimension table. What is a fact table? So basically, fact table consists all the numerical columns of a table. Right? Numerical as in, if we go to this data set, this one, which we were talking about, What all the numerical columns we have? Sales, profit, and discount. These three.
Sales, discount, profit. Yes.
Yes, and these are textual values, right?
Hmm.
So fact
Yes.
table is a table which contains all the numerical value, and dimension table is a table which contains all the textual value,
Textual.
right?
Yes.
So basically, when we
Yeah.
need to divide that one big table into small tables, we will make one fact table where we will put all the numerical values column, and then we can create multiple dimension table, right? Now see,
Okay.
we have to see a lot of things here. So just focus on the concepts part first. Okay, now look at this image. See, this is a fact table. So how we divide our big table into small table? We would be creating one fact table in which we will put all the columns which have numerical values, right? Okay, then we can create multiple dimension table. Now in this database, if you need to identify different dimensions, then probably you can say that this is one dimension table containing all the information related to orders.
Yes.
This is another table, customers, which contains all the information related to customers.
Customers, yes.
Then there can be third dimension table which contains all the information of the
All
products.
the products,
And
yes.
this is your fact table. So how many dimension
Yes.
tables we can create? 3.
Yes.
And one fact table.
Yes.
Right? In the star schema, we never connect dimension tables with each other. So what we do, we are simply connecting the fact table with all the dimension tables. Can you see these lines? Okay, so now if you need to connect this fact table with all the dimension tables, how will you connect? Because in this table, we do not have any column which is there, which is there, which is there, which is there, right?
Yes.
So what we do in the fact table, we keep the primary key of all the dimension tables also. Primary key of all the dimensions table will also come in the fact table. Now come to this data set. What is the primary key for orders, order ID?
Order ID.
Right. What is the primary key for customers? Customer ID.
Customer ID.
What is the primary key for products? Product ID.
Product ID. Yes.
So our fact table will contain what all columns? Order ID, customer ID, product ID, and these 3 columns.
Product ID. Yes.
Understood. And why we call this arrangement a star schema? Because it looks like the shape of a star.
Shape star.
Understood how we need to convert our big table into small tables?
Yes, yes.
Right? Okay. Now we will do this practically.
Okay.
Just a second, Suresh.
Yeah, sure.
पता नहीं message आया, check कर लो. Okay, so now if we are coming to that Excel sheet, what will we do? We will simply copy this 4 columns here, and we will rename this table as orders. This is our first dimension table, right?
Yes.
Similarly, we will take these columns in another sheet and we will rename this sheet as customers.
Yes.
Similarly, products here and all the 3 numerical columns and primary key of 3 tables. Fair enough?
Yes.
Now, when we come to order table, can we remove the duplicates? Because one order ID, this particular order ID, which was coming twice, these information is same for both.
Yes.
I mean, we have the entire row coming twice. If we are just talking about order table, then we can remove the duplicates from this table. Similarly, we can remove the duplicates on the basis of customer ID from this table.
Yes.
Similarly, we can remove the duplicates on the basis of product ID.
Product ID. Yes.
But in the fact table, we are not supposed to remove any duplicate because there is no
duplicate. No duplicate.
So this way we save the memory.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes, yes.
So we would be doing this in Power BI. When we would, what will we do? We will simply import this big table in Power BI, but after that we will break in 4 tables in Power BI only. Don't do it in Excel.
Okay.
Whatever transformation into the data, whatever cleaning, whatever we will do everything in Power BI.
Okay.
And there is a reason behind it. I will tell you that reason also once we will be doing. Okay.
Okay.
So you
Okay.
clear with this, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Now talk about some theory again. So a fact table consists of the measurements of a business process, as in the numerical value, and a fact table consists of two types of columns. The foreign key column, because the primary key of the dimension tables will be called foreign key in the fact
Call
table,
foreign key. Yes.
right? So foreign key
Hmm.
columns, which allows to join with the dimension tables. Understood what a fact table is going to contain?
Yes.
Right? Similarly, what is a dimension table? Dimension table contains the dimension keys or the text
Textual
values.
value.
One data set can have multiple dimensions,
Information. Yes.
correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what is a star schema? So we have understood a star schema. Just to read these points. Star schema is a data warehouse where the center of the star can have one fact table with a number of associated dimension tables around the fact table, right?
Yes.
It is known as a star schema because its structure resembles a star,
Star.
right? The simplest type of data warehouse schema. So this is the basic and the first schema in the market. And this is followed by Power BI. And as per Power BI, as per Microsoft, Power BI engine goes very well with the star schema. It never hangs. If you are changing your tables, your database as per star schema, then Power BI is never going to hang. Okay. Optimized for querying the large data set. So basically it is optimizing your whole tool, right? In a star schema, a fact table consists keys to every dimension table and other quantitative attributes. The dimension tables are not joined to each other, right?
Yes.
Easy to understand and provides optimal disk usage. Of course, we are saving the memory as we have removed so many duplicates. The schema is widely supported by BI tools, but the dimension tables are not normalized. Now the question is, what is normalization? It says the dimension tables are not normalized. What is the meaning of normalization? Let's come to that point. So normalization is when you are saving the memory to the best possible level. I mean to any extent. Then it is called normalization. But in a star schema, we are not doing that. Why? See, if we come back to this particular table here, can't we create two tables out of it? We can create fourth dimension with the name location, and we can make postal code as a primary key. Can't we do that?
Yes. Yes.
Right?
Yes, we can do.
So if you are making another dimension table out of this one dimension table, it is called snowflake schema. Understood the difference between star schema and snowflake schema?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now come here and look at the diagram of snowflake schema once. See, we have everything else same. This is my star schema. If you go down, this is my snowflake schema. So fact table is same. All the dimension tables are around it. We are, connecting all the dimension table with the fact table. But from the one dimension table, we can create further dimension table. This becomes a snowflake schema. And you know what happens in this process? Your database gets normalized. Understood what is normalization?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Right. Now read about snowflake schema once. Snowflake schema is an extension of star schema as it adds additional dimensions. Fair enough? The dimension tables are normalized because it is saving the memory to the best possible level, which splits data into additional tables. One fact table surrounded by a dimension table, which are in turn surrounded by a dimension table, correct? It uses smaller disk space, but now tell me, when it is saving the memory to the best possible level, then why Power BI is not using this? Why it is using star schema? Because due to the multiple table, query performance reduces.
Okay.
Understood? And the maintenance is very high in Snowflake schema because of the more lookup tables. The structure is a bit complex.
Yes.
So this is the reason, this is the shortcoming due to which Power BI engine is following star schema, not a Snowflake schema. Clear with this?
Yes.
Yeah. Finally, clear? Any doubt? Suresh, you can stop me here only.
No.
Okay. Now you open this file and have you logged in here with your cloud credentials?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So open this and first I will explain, then you will do. Okay. So now we will import that one big table here in Power BI. Fine.
Okay.
So you can click on this get data. Can you see this get data?
Yes.
So click on this. As soon as you click on this, you will get a list of sources like this from where you can import the data in Power BI. So this is a long list. They are also called connectors. Connectors. Remember the term. Okay. So basically we can import the data in Power BI from Excel, text CSV, XML, JSON folder, PDF. We have databases also. Access. Can you see this? MySQL, Oracle, Azure, long list. Okay. And you can divide these sources in folders as well. Like we have certain files. These are files, right? We have databases also. So sometimes when you go for interview, this is asked like how many kind of data we can import. So you can import a file also, you can import a database also, you can import the online services as well. What is online services? Can you see LinkedIn here? So if you are clicking on online services and trying to import the data from LinkedIn, it's going to fetch the live data for you. This is the reason it comes under the category online services.
Yes.
See,
Okay.
LinkedIn is not a database. LinkedIn is not a file. What is LinkedIn? This is a live application, right?
Yes.
So Google Analytics is what? Live application.
Application.
So basically, you can import the data from online services as well. This is the reason we have this as a separate folder. Then we have Power Platforms. So these are the Power Platforms. Then we have Azure. I do not know Azure, but I know that this is some kind of database. So there is a separate category of Azure here, right? Then we have other. So in the other, we will cover web. So you will understand what is other.
Okay.
I will cover one of the cases. So in this case, first of all, where we have the data in Excel. So I will select Excel and I will click on connect. And now I will give the path of the sheet wherever I have saved this. It says the file is in use because the file is open. So I have to close it.
Okay.
Right? Now it will take it. So I'm selecting the file saying open. It is connecting Power BI with my Excel sheet. And my Excel sheet had these many sheets. You remember we had multiple sheets in that Excel workbook?
Yes.
But which one I need to import? The bigger one, right?
Yes.
Which has all the columns. So I just selected this. If you will select more, it's going to import those number of tables. Okay. And when you click on the table, it's going to give you the preview here that what data it contains. Right? Then I will click on load. As soon as I click on load, my table will be imported here with all the columns. Let it happen.
Okay.
Okay, so this is my table, master data. This is my table. And when I open it, it will show me all the columns, right? Can you do this on your system once?
Yes, free.
Go ahead.
Yes, done.
Are you doing this?
Yes, done already.
Done?
Yes.
Okay. Now, can you see these symbols here? Some of the symbols, right? So here you do not have any sign. Then here you have a submission sign. Then you have a calendar, right? So what is the meaning? So basically, Power BI engine uses sign language. How will you get to know that how your data has been understood by Power BI engine, right?
Yes.
So through these signs,
Sign
it is telling us. So basically, wherever we have submission, it means Power BI has understood them as a numerical value. See, discount is a numerical value, postal code numerical value, profit, sales, all have submission signs. Wherever we do not have any sign, it means they have text values.
Okay.
Right? And to the date, it has understood as date, so it has created a collector. Both the dates. But in front of date, you will notice this greater than sign. Right? If you click on this, you will notice there is some date hierarchy. What is this hierarchy? So basically, it has automatically bifurcated your date into year, quarter, month, and day.
Okay.
Okay, so this is done automatically using artificial intelligence. You remember during the theory part, I was telling you it has ML and AI.
Yes.
So this is ML and AI in Power BI. It does a lot of jobs automatically, which you do manually in Excel. Okay, same with the ship date. You have a hierarchy where it has bifurcated your date in year, quarter, month, day automatically, right? Clear how the data has been taken or understood by Power BI. Now, for example, you want your postal code to be a text value. Why we keep any column as numeric value? When you want to manipulate that particular value, you want to perform some calculation, right? We don't need to perform any calculation on the postal code. So if you, for example, you want to convert it into a text value, what will you do? See how many options you have here. 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Help. You have till help, right?
Yes.
When you click on the table, you get table tools. When you click on a screen, they will go back, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So if you need to access table tools, you have to click on table, right? If you are clicking on a column, you are getting column tools and the respective table tools. When you click on the screen, they go back, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you want to change the data type, this is called data type. When we say that this is a numerical value, this is a text value, they are called data type. What kind of data they have, right?
Okay.
So click on postal code. It has opened column tools for you. You can come here and change the data type from whole number to text. It will remove the summation sign, correct?
Okay.
Okay, so from here, if, for example, Power BI is understanding your data wrong by mistake, it could not identify the correct type of pattern, then you can always come and change it.
Okay.
Okay, I will talk about data category later on. Okay.
Okay.
So basically, this is the environment where you would be analyzing your data, correct?
Yeah.
But before we analyze our data, what we do, we always clean the data, we always transform the data. Transform as if cleaning. Are you clear with what is cleaning, data cleaning?
Yeah, reducing the memory part.
Yes. So data cleaning is of various type. Like for example, there is a spelling mistake, there is spacing error, or for example, you have written your name Suresh, but S in small letters, right?
Yes.
That is unclean data. And if you are writing India with a small I, that is in clean data, right?
Yes.
If you are writing your name, like name, space, surname, and instead of single space, you have given 2 spaces, that is unclean data, right?
Yes.
So whenever you are fixing that kind of data, that is called cleaning the data. But what is transformation? So transformation is when you need to create multiple tables out of a one big table. That is transformation. You are transforming your data, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so this is the environment from where you would be doing data analysis. So from where we are going to clean and transform the data. So what you need to do, right click on your table and you will get the option edit query. Can you check in your system? Right?
Yes.
Click on that. It is going to open another application, which is called Power Query Editor. Come here. You also do the same with me.
Yes.
Done? You are here?
Yes. Yes.
So this is a separate application. If you minimize this, your Power BI is open in a different application, right?
Yes.
Okay. So what is Power Query Editor? Are you aware what is ETL?
Extraction tool.
Yes, extraction, transform, and load. So what we did,
Yes.
we extracted this data from Excel, right?
Yes. Yes.
Now we will perform the transformations here. And once we
Okay.
are done
Yeah.
with the transformation, we will close and apply. What will happen? The transformed
Load.
data will load in Power BI, right?
Power BI. Yes.
This is called ETL process. So what is the ETL tool for Power BI? Power Query Editor. Got it?
Power Query Editor. Yes.
Now, why this is called Power Query Editor? See, in Power BI, a table is called a query. Master data is what? It is a table,
Table.
but it is saying this is a query, right?
Hmm.
So I will cover this part later, why this is called a query. So basically, this is table editor. If you read the query as table, this is a table editor,
Yes.
right? So basically, this application is empowering table editing. Understood how we got this name?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So basically, can you see this heavy ribbon? We have so many options, Suresh here. And
Yes.
I
Yes.
would be needing like 2 classes of you to explain the whole Power Query editor, and we will do it separately.
Okay.
Okay. So after like today's class, what we will do Power Query separately.
Okay.
This is included in 11 hours.
Yes.
Okay, so now this is the application where we are going to transform the data. Transform as in where we would be creating 4 tables out of this one, right?
Yes.
Okay, so how will we do this? Right click on the table and click on duplicate. As soon as you click on duplicate, another copy of the table has been created, right?
Yeah.
How many total tables we want? 4.
Yes. 4 tables.
So I will be creating 4 copies, right? Rename this with orders because our first table was orders, which is a dimension table. The second one was customers. Wherever you are not clear, please stop me. Okay. Because every student has a different speed. So we always get to know our students after 2-3 sessions.
Yeah.
Okay. So products, and my 4th table would be my fact table. Correct?
Yeah.
So I have renamed. Now I need to correct the content. In the order table, what I want? I just want order ID, order date,
Order ID,
date,
order date.
mode, right?
Yes.
So I selected these 4 columns with control key. And here, can you see the option remove columns? When you open the drop down, there are 2 options, remove columns. If I click on remove column, it is going to remove the selected columns, right?
Yes.
But if I click on remove other columns, then it is going to keep these 4 and will delete rest. So I am saying remove other columns. Fair enough?
Okay.
Okay. So this is my order table. I will go to order ID. I will right click and I will say remove duplicates. And whenever we are importing the data from Excel, what happens? In the Excel, at the end of the table, we have blank rows.
Yes.
So sometimes it imports blank rows also. So to be on the safer side, you go to remove rows and say remove blank rows, so that we are just making sure we do not have any blank row in our data. Correct?
Okay.
Okay. So our order table is ready.
Yeah.
Now go to customer table. Select all the columns related to customer, customer ID, name, segment, city, state, postal code, region, and say remove other columns. Correct?
Yeah.
I will remove the duplicates on the basis of customer ID, remove duplicates, remove blank rows. Fair enough?
Yes.
Okay, come to product. Go to the section, and now you need product ID, category, subcategory, product name. Remove other columns. On the basis of product ID, remove the duplicates, remove the blanks. Done?
Yes.
In fact table, we want order ID, so we would be deleting these. Then I want customer ID. This is my product ID. And then I will delete and I have 3 numerical figures, right? And we will not be deleting any
Yes.
duplicates. We will just be deleting the blank rows. Correct? So I
Yes.
am done with the transformation part.
Yes.
Now at the top, there is the option close and apply. You need to click this. As soon as you do this, here also the changes will reflect. It
Yeah.
will take a minute. Let it happen. Now we have 4 tables.
Yes.
All the signs are intact, submission signs, because we have all the numerical figures in the fact table. So there is no submission sign because customer table is a dimension table containing
Customer
all the
table. Yes.
textual values. Same here,
Yes.
same here, right?
Yes. Yes.
Can you do this?
Yeah.
Please go ahead and do this.
After deleting the all columns, we need to do.
Come again.
Yeah, I have deleted the columns, but now we need to apply.
Close and apply.
Yes.
Not apply. I will explain you the difference when we would be doing Power Query Editor. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Done.
Done.
And you are clear also, right?
Yes.
Okay. See, now we have a very beautiful chart in Power BI which is related to map. Okay. And what the input for a map? Locations,
Locations. Yes.
right? So whatever locations we have in our table, we need to define them. So what will we do? Like for example, I need to define to Power BI that this is my city and this is a location. Okay. So this data category field is only for locations. If you open the drop down, you will see all the options are related to locations.
Yes.
Right? So basically you can define your location. So city, I will define as city. As soon as I do this, a globe symbol has been added.
Yes.
It means now Power BI has understood that this is a location, right? Same we will do for country and all the location related field, postal code, Region, do we have region? We do not have region. So I will declare states also. State. Fair enough. This is how we need to use data category.
Okay.
Right? So now our data is ready for the analysis part. It has been optimized also. It is not taking any extra memory, and now it will not make any heavy load on Power BI engine. Are you clear with this? What all are the steps
Yes.
before we move to analysis part?
Yes,
Right?
yes, I understood.
So what you need to do now is you just save this file and keep it aside.
Okay.
Keep it aside. We will move to Power Query Editor. Okay, but before that, I will cover one more thing. What is that? Now you simply go to the Excel sheet from where you have connected this Power BI. Can you open this? Right?
Yes.
This is my master table, which I imported. Right?
Yes.
Okay, so I am making a new entry. For example, CA 2019-12345. Right? This is the order I placed. I placed on Fab, for example, 17 today. Fab 19 would be the ship date. Ship mode, first class. Customer ID, Bharti Goyal 1234. Right? And then I am making one more entry. The name is Adhyan Goyal, consumer segment. So basically, I'm adding more data.
Yes.
Right? Correct. Now I added this. Just remember this order ID 12345 and Bharti Goyal and this that. Save this file. Close this. Come to Power BI and refresh this. Okay. Now go to Power Query Editor. Customer table. What was my ID? Bharti Goyal.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah.
It's not coming here. It will come here. Let's check it again. It is not showing all the results. Actually, it's searching in the 1000 values, right? Let's do one thing. Let me just figure it out here. I am taking your order ID. Okay, I will show it to you again. Fine. When we will move to analysis part, I will show this to you. Fine. So as of now, what you do, you simply go to that Excel sheet once and delete that entry. Unnecessarily, we will forget later on. So I'm deleting these two entries. These are the okay. Now you can keep it aside. This particular file, you save and close this and open another Power BI. And I'm emailing you one more file. Just import that in Power BI and we will start with Power Query Editor. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm sending you various Excel sheets. Okay. And keeping the mail of the subject as Power Query Material. Can you tell me your email ID once, Suresh?
Cool Suresh 120 @gmail.com.
Cool, Suresh.
120.
120. Okay. I have sent you the material.
Yes.
Can you download?
Yes.
Download and import all the sheets in Power BI. Okay.
Okay.
And you can save this Power BI file with Power Query.
Okay.
When you import this Superstore data, simply import orders table, just one table. It has 3. Okay. Let me know once done.
Do we need to close the page and we need to open new page?
Come again.
Do we need to open new page or in the same only to add this downloaded trackers?
Your voice is cracking. What are you saying?
No. Whatever you share the data, how I need to add in the Power BI? Like I need to open a new
Yes,
page or in
the same way we imported the earlier sheet. Like go to Excel in the get data and import one by one. Got it?
Okay.
Yeah.
Done.
Done.
Yes.
The data we would be using to understand the entire Power Query editor. Okay. Now take a
Okay.
small demo today. Go to
Okay.
Power Query editor, right click on any table and come here. I hope my screen is visible.
Yes, yes, visible.
Okay, see, in the left hand side, it will give you the list of all the tables, and a table is called a query, right? Okay, this is your ribbon. This is your formula bar. So what this formula bar is showing. So whatever changes, whatever we are doing, everything is recorded in some language at the back end.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
The language which is used in Power Query editor is mQuery. M stands for mashup query.
Mash. Okay.
Okay. mQuery. Full form is mashup query.
Mash. Query.
Right? So basically in the formula bar, it is showing you that code also, which is getting saved in the backend. So you do not need to learn this.
Okay.
Okay. In the right hand side, you can see applied steps. So whatever changes you would be making, everything will be recorded here. Okay. Why it is recorded? It has multiple purpose. First of all, there is no control Z here. So how will you undo? So to undo, you need to click on this cross and that will be undone. Got it? This is the first purpose.
Can you please repeat once again?
Yes. So whatever changes we are doing, for example, in this table, can you see all these columns have null values?
Yes.
Right? So what I'm doing, I'm just selecting these columns and I'm saying remove other columns. What has been recorded here? Removed other columns.
Remove other columns. Yes.
So if you are making this change, closing the sheet, and somebody else is opening up, he will get to know that Suresh made these changes, right?
Yes.
This is purpose number 1. What is purpose number 2? If you want to undo this, so Control Z never works in this. So you have to click on this cross and it will be undone.
Okay.
Okay. There is some third purpose that we will only able to understand once we are done with some part of Power Query. So let me cover that. Then I will tell you the third step as well, why this is important.
Okay.
Okay. If you see at the top left, you will see 3 options. If you click on close and apply, all the changes will be saved and will appear on the front end as well, like we did 5 minutes back, right?
Yes.
If you are clicking on apply, the changes will be applied and you will stay on the current screen. It will not take you back to Power BI.
Back. Okay.
Right? If you are simply clicking on close, the changes will not be applied and you would be back to Power BI. Understood the difference between 3 options?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so now I am removing other columns and I am saying close and apply. When I go to front end, I will not be having rest of the columns in this table. See, right? So this is all data cleaning and transformation. So we will take care of it from the next class. Now, can you open the another file once again? The file we were doing earlier for analysis part where we have followed that schema.
Yes.
Yeah, please go ahead and open that. Right? So we have our 4 tables ready, right? So this is the report section. Yeah. Okay, here we would be creating the visuals. When we go to the second section, which is data, here you can see your table or data like Excel. Whichever table you will click on, it will reflect like a table, right? If you go to the third section, here we design the schema. Now you remember that diagram?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So we have all the 4 tables. It's just that we need to organize it. So simply bring the fact table in the center, dimension table around it. Make it a star schema. Okay. So do like this. We have the same structure. Now, did you notice the Power BI engine has automatically picked up the relationship among the tables?
Yes.
Automatically, we did not create this. But it can happen that in your case, the relationship is not coming because this is done using artificial intelligence and there might be some error or whatever. So for example, if this relationship is not coming, Okay, it's coming
Yes.
like this. How to create it? So which is the column on the basis of we need to connect our fact table and customer table? Customer ID.
Customer ID.
So I will simply take customer ID and drop on another customer ID. This relationship will be created. If you want to delete the
Okay.
relationship, you can right click on the triangle, can delete. If you want to find out like which is the column on the basis of which the relationship has been created, you can put your cursor on the triangle, it will highlight the columns.
Okay.
Right? Now, what is the meaning of this one and star? Right?
Hmm.
Okay, so which column on the basis of which the relationship has been created? Order ID.
Yes.
So now tell me, what is the uniqueness of order ID in order table? Every order ID is just coming once. So what is the frequency
Yes.
of each and every order ID? One, because we removed the duplicates.
Yes.
So it is showing you that one, as in the frequency of values in this column, this is one. But in the fact table, one order ID can come multiple times.
Yes.
So it is showing you many. Understood what this one many means?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so this is called cardinality. Suresh, if somebody is asking you what is the cardinality of order ID in order table, you will say one. So cardinality means
One.
frequency of each and every value.
Each and every
What
one.
is the
Yes.
frequency of order ID in fact table? Many. Because one
Many.
order ID can come an n number of times.
Thanks.
Understood?
Yes.
Can you create this diagram in your case and save this file?
Yes. Yes. I have done.
Done? And you are clear also.
Yes. Yeah, clear also, but here it's showing many times. Like it didn't take in the relation. As you told, I just dropped down the column into the fact table.
Which column you
Hello.
dragged on which? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I just dragged down the column ID to sorry, customer ID to fact table.
Customer ID or to customer ID in the fact table, right?
Yes.
Oh, what happened?
It's showing, I mean, a relation was created, but it's showing double arrows.
Can you share your screen? Share your screen. I'm making you the co-host. Okay. Yeah, please share your screen, Suresh.
Actually, I'm taking it from mobile because earphones were not acceptable on laptop. I will make the video.
You can just, show your screen to me through your mobile camera once.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, and make me the host back. I'm not able to see your screen. Yes, now can you focus a bit? Okay, so in your case, it's coming many to many. You are saying this?
Yes.
Yeah, it's coming many to many because you have not removed the blank rows from your dimension tables and fact table, right?
Oh, okay, okay, yes.
Yeah, so what is happening? It is picking up blank values and taking them as frequency more than once. Got it?
Okay, okay.
So
Yeah.
if you will fix that, it will be fixed. So just remove the blank rows, then delete these relationships and create them again. Okay?
Okay, I will do that.
Yeah. So can you make me the host?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. Okay. So
Yes,
are you clear with this? With whatever we
yes, yes.
discussed today? When are you planning your
Yes,
next
yes.
class?
Saturday, what is the timings you will be available?
Saturday, what timings?
Anytime. Saturday is week off for me, so I will be free in morning as well as in second half as well.
Okay, I will confirm your Saturday timing tomorrow, but I will definitely take your class on Saturday because it's an off for me.
Okay, fine.
Okay, so we can do towards evening as well if you are fine, like 4 to 5 or that stuff.
Yeah, fine.
Fine. Okay, so I will message you
Yeah,
tomorrow. And moreover,
yeah, sure.
so practice this much. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Anything else from your side?
This thing I need to clear for myself. If it is not, I will ping you again.
Yeah, yeah, sure,
So
sure.
tomorrow
Anytime.
when I practice. Yes.
Yeah, anytime, anytime. Okay.
Yeah, fine.
Okay. Bye bye.